Welcome back to Smokehouse Meats BBQ Catering. Today what we're going to do is prepare a smoked roast. I've got my smoker going out there, and I've got a beautiful pork shoulder here that I'm going to actually smoke, as you can see here, and I'll give you some more detail on that in a minute. But this is just a pork shoulder, as you can see. Nice little color in there. Marbleization is good. You got a lot of fat content in there. What we're going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to cut off some of this fat that you see on the back here to help it moisturize a little better. And then we've also got some ingredients here that we're going to add as an actual marinade. So we've got some Worcestershire sauce, we've got some thyme, we've got some bay leaf, we've got some Jamaican allspice, we've got some cumin, we've got some salt, we've got some basil, and we've got some Cajun seasoning. All that's going to go into a marinade. I'm going to take that, marinate it overnight or for about 8 hours, whichever is best for you. I'm going to try to do it overnight. If not, we'll do it for 8 hours. Alright, got my pan here that I'm going to put them in right here. I'm going to add a little beer to go with it on top of all that, and we're going to see how things work. Alright, be right back. Alright. Now that we've explained the ingredients that are going to go into this, what we're going to do now is just take those ingredients. This is the real simple part. Is take all those ingredients and dump them in your marinade. You're going to have about a half pan of water, or pot of water. There's your bay leaves. There's your Jamaican allspice going in there. Your rosemary, salt, kosher salt, basil, and finally Cajun seasoning, okay, along with some Worcestershire sauce, okay, dump that in there, and on top of that, I'm going to add a little beer. I'm using some Tecate beer. Put some of that in there, okay, drink the rest. Alright, now what we're going to do is simply take this pork butt, we're going to turn it over, we're going to cut off some of the fat that's on here. So as you can see, I've started cutting some of this fat off, and actually you don't need as much fat that's on here. It's good to have a good fat cap, but sometimes it's a little too much, and we want to keep the flames down as you're smoking. Alright, I'm going to be smoking with mesquite and hickory wood today, or when I actually smoke it. Alright, so I just trimmed off a little of that fat on the back. Alright. Let me grab a spoon here. Alright, just going to take this spoon and kind of stir things up just a little bit, just to kind of get the marinade going a little bit. Alright. Then all we're going to do is simply take that meat, as you can see here, and we're going to slide it inside of the pan. Make sure the whole meat is covered. Okay? And now that the meat is covered, I think we're okay. Be right back with you. Okay, now that we've got the pork butt in the water, this is what it looks like when you take a look at it. This is the brine, or the marinade, whichever one you want to call it, that the pork butt is sitting in. Alright, and we're going to take this and put it in the refrigerator, and we're going to keep the pork butt in here for about 8 hours at a minimum, overnight if possible. Alright, put a lid on it, and in the fridge it goes. Alright, we're back, and it's been about 24 hours since I put that pork shoulder into the brine. And what we're going to do is continue to build from there and actually get it onto the smoker. So what I've got here is our injection that's going to be used to actually get it in there. It's going to be good. You're going to love it. I know you will. It's got apple juice, a little lime juice, and I've got some fresh oranges that I've been squeezing in there. See that? It's going to be great. Alright, you're going to love that. So we'll take that, mix it around. In addition, we also have the seasoning that we're going to add onto it once we get going. This is some of the basic smokehouse rub things that I use when I'm actually seasoning the meat. Alright, and this time we're going to add a little dark brown sugar to it as well on top to give it a little, what I call a sweet cap. Alright, and then in addition to that, we're going to add some bacon onto it, and we're going to put some garlic actually into it, and you're going to see how we're going to do that in a second. And just so you know, here is the actual pork shoulder that's sitting inside the brine right now. Alright, so what we're going to do first thing is take that out. Take a look at that. Been sitting in this brine for about 24 hours now. We're going to take that, drain off a little bit of it, and we're going to stick that and stick it into our roasting pan. Alright, now we're going to save some of this brine because we're going to add some of this brine as a mop going on top of it as we start to actually smoke the meat. Alright, so I'm going to use hickory wood today. I think I mentioned before. If not, that's what I'm using, hickory wood. We've got our garlic that's going to go inside. We've got some bacon that's going to go outside. We've got a marinade that's going to go inside as well, which consists of lime juice, apple juice, and orange juice. Alright, and then we've got our seasonings that are going to go on top. Alright, what I've done is I've gone ahead and cut up some of that garlic that I had out earlier, and what I'm going to do is take this and take a little hole into the meat like you see here. Just go down about a couple of inches maybe, and you're going to start taking some of that whole garlic and sticking it down in there like that. You're going to do that a couple of different places. I've already done it on the side of the meat. Okay, so just going to take that again, stick some down in there in various places throughout the actual meat. I'll do one more for you here. Take the big jump and just kind of stick it down in there. Alright, so got that done. Now we're going to start with our seasoning here. And what we have here is going to start off with our, onion powder. Put a little onion powder on there. Give it a generous sprinkle of that. Get as much on there as you can. Put some little basil. As my friend Roger Mooking says, basil. People call it basil. He calls it basil. I kind of like the way he says it. Hats off to you, Roger Mooking. Alright. Put a little chili powder on there. Okay, don't be stingy with it because your meat's going to cook. This meat is going to cook for about at least 8 hours on the smoker. Now as I look out my patio window, my smoker is ready to roll. Got a little ground thyme already on there. I'm going to use some ground cumin. Okay, again, don't be stingy with it. Okay, some Old Bay. A lot of people think Old Bay is just for seafood, but believe me, it seasons meats perfectly. It goes into my rub on everything I use. Alright? Some Cajun. And you'll find that Cajun has a lot of different seasonings in there that you can use. Some black pepper. Gotta have black pepper, man. Alright. Throw some Worcestershire on there. Look at that. That's what happens when you're not prepared. Brand new bottle. Take that off. Alright, some Worcestershire as I mentioned before. Some down in them crevices and cracks. Okay. A little garlic powder. Okay. And some ground paprika. I love the color of ground paprika. It smells great. Alright, next we have our brown sugar. even though I don't have it open yet, I'm going to take some and I'm going to pound some right on the top, just like you see it there. Alright, that in there. Again, don't be stingy with it. As much on there as you possibly can, because again, this is going to cook for a long time and you don't want to have to come back and do this. What this is going to do is add a kind of a sweetening agent to it that you'll get a crisp crust that goes with it as well. Okay? Alright, so take a look at that. There you go. There you have the actual seasoning itself. Now, what I'm going to do is take some of this marinade that I did earlier, apple juice, lime juice, orange juice, and I'm going to actually inject some of this in the meat itself. Helps tenderize it, keep it moist. Okay. Okay, we'll do a little more. Alright. Go right down into the meat. Get right down into the fiber, because you want this helps break down the actual tissue and the muscles that are in there. If you notice, when we first started, we had a lot of fat cap on there, so it's going to help moisturize that too. Alright, a little more. Keep spinning it. Uh-oh, drop something there. Keep spinning it. Keep spinning it. Get down in there. Way down in there. Alright, that should be enough. The rest we're going to use as part of the mop that's going to go on top of it. The last thing we're going to stick on there, yes, a few pieces of bacon. Alright, so we're going to do kind of a lattice approach. We're going to go there, we're going to go there, and we're going to go there. And we'll peel these back like this. I'm going to add some there, and we're going to add some, 2 more pieces, one there and one at the end. We'll take that, fold that back over. Alright, there you have it. That's going to be your bacon wrapped pork shoulder for pulled pork sandwiches. Be back with you in a minute. Alright, I wanted to make sure that you just got a look at that bacon wrapped pork shoulder that I did, and just so you can just take a look at how it actually looks up close. Alright, so now this is going to go out and go on the smoker for about 8 hours now. Alright, here's my smoker. As you can see, it's smoking, ready to roll. And I've got a Brinkmann Gourmet electric smoker. And as you can see, it is simply connected to my house outside, sitting right outside my patio door. Alright, so we're going to take that pork shoulder and we're going to stick it right on our top rack. We've already got our smoke in there, we've got our water in there, and we're ready to roll. We've got it going, and you see it's smoking, and it's sitting on the smoker. It'll be here for about the next 8 hours now. Alright, we'll check on it every now and then. Alright, here we are about an hour and a half into the process, and the meat's been smoking, and you should be able to see that it's starting to get a significant different color. You can see the smoke still coming off of it. Alright. Starting to brown. Everything looks good. Now the next time, in about another hour, I'll go ahead and put a glaze of the, I'll inject it one more time, then I'll also put a glaze of the mop that I have on there, which was the orange juice the lemon juice, the lime juice, and the apple juice. Sweet. Now, the other thing I'm going to have to do is restoke this to give it some more smoke. So we're going to go down here and go into the actual chamber, the trap door, and put a little more smoke in there as well. Alright, if you remember, I got my wood smoking over here. Alright, so it's just waiting to be input into the chamber. Alright, see you about another hour and a half. Alright, here we are, and if you notice, I've restoked the fire. We're getting some more smoke coming off of that now, and I'm going to close the lid because we're going to have smoke coming out again. Alright, now what I do want you to take a look at though is an hour and a half. Hey, can you see me there in the mirror? Hour and a half, 2 hours into the process. Take a look at this. Alright, look at that. Still smoking, still got about 4 hours to go, but man, that is good looking pork shoulder right there. I'll put some more smoke on it and let it continue to cook as long as we need to, probably about another 3 hours or so. There you go. Smokehouse Meats Barbecue Catering, baby. www.smokehousemeats.webstarts.com, 720-436-3567. We're not done yet. Alright, we've come to the end of the day, and as you can see, it's getting to be dusk around here in Denver, Colorado, and we are just about through with our product. Let's take a look and see exactly what's going on. As you can see, this is done. Temperature is about 150, which is where you want it to be. Take a look at that. There's your thermometer right there, about 150. So we're going to pull this off and get it in the house and let it settle. Alright, we're inside now, and what we have here is a perfectly cooked pulled pork shoulder. This is Smokehouse's version of the bacon wrapped. As you can see, it's got the bacon lattice wrap on it. Alright. And right now it's been pulled off the grill for about 2 minutes so far, and it's just going to sit here and settle and let the juices settle back in, and then later on we'll give it a cut and let you see what that looks like as well. But for the most part, we're putting this puppy to bed. Okay, so as you can see, I'm pulling some of that bacon off. The pork roast has the pork shoulder has actually rested. So I'm just pulling that bacon off, and the bacon is edible. You can eat that at any time. I've eaten it. I've also taken the liberty to go ahead and slice some slices off for you. But I wanted you to see this as well, and notice how this just slices very, very easily. I mean, see how that juice coming out of there? This is a well-rested piece of pork roast. Okay, so you can actually take this piece right here, put it on a sandwich, or make something else with it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet, but we are going to enjoy it. Alright, there's another piece coming off right there. Take a look at that. Alright. Smokehouse Meats Barbecue Catering, www.smokehousemeats.webstarts.com. Our phone number 720-436-3567 or 720-748-1963. We are located in beautiful, sunny Denver, Colorado. Peace out. Go Broncos.